So we'll get started. And I invite you to come into a comfortable seat. That is number one. I want you to be comfortable today because it's all about grounding. It's all about connecting to our center so that we can come at this, unprecedented time in a calm and collected way, or as calm and collected as possible. So you can close your eyes. And you can bring your hands to your knees or to your thighs, whatever feels best in your body. But make sure your spine is nice and long. So I ask you to push your sits bones down, but push the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. You'll just find a little bit more length through the whole spine. Now turn your attention to all the places in the body that are in contact with the earth. So maybe the tops of the feet, or the sits bones, the backs of the thighs. Depends on what position you've chosen for your meditation. But just imagine roots growing out of those places that are touching the earth. Roots that go all the way down into the center of the earth, anchoring you. So giving you that sense of stability, security, almost that you're being held by the earth. Take a nice deep breath in, fill the belly. And open up the mouth, let it go. Again, deep breath in, fill the chest, let it expand. And exhale out the mouth, just letting go of something. Last time, deep breath, fill the belly, fill the chest, and hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Feel your shoulders relax down. Feel yourself sinking even deeper into your seat. And I'd like you to set your intention now for your practice. And since today's practice is all about staying grounded, maybe that's your intention. But maybe you have another one. Maybe it's to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself permission to feel all the feelings that you have right now in this time. Maybe it's to let yourself do nothing. That's sometimes the hardest thing for us to do, is not to do anything. Whatever your intention is, just focus onto it. So bring your thoughts to a one-pointed mind. And if your intention was maybe to be kinder to yourself, switch up that language. So instead of saying, I want to be kinder, simply state, I am kind to myself as a matter of fact. And see how that feels. See how that lands in the body. Or whatever your intention was. Just state it as if it's the truth. So keeping your thoughts now on that intention. Try to allow the breath to become deeper, to become more nourishing. And if you notice you're drifting, and know that it's okay, there's a lot going on right now. So it's only natural for our thoughts to be like running here and there, to be a little more scattered than usual. But as soon as you notice, try to guide the thoughts back to that intention, back to this moment, back to that feeling of connectedness and groundedness for a few more breaths. All right, bring the hands together in front of the heart and press your thumbs into your heart space. And we'll open our practice with 3 ohms. Take a nice deep breath in, fill up completely. can gently open your eyes, and we're going to come straight through into child's pose. So if you're on a block or a cushion, you can move that aside and bring the knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch, and send your hips back towards your heels. Get nice and low, and then walk your arms out in front of you, bringing your forehead to the mat. And just letting everything relax. So we're changing our relationship to the earth, but we're still staying connected. We're still staying grounded. So you can push into your palms. Feel the earth under your elbows. Pressing up against the third eye, maybe even rocking your forehead left or right a little bit to release that area. 2 more breaths, just inhaling to pull the air all the way down to the belly. And exhaling out, trying to relax your shoulders just a little bit more. Let them roll away from the ears. Inhale, fill the chest, fill the belly. And on the exhale, let the hips sink back a little more. Last deep breath in. And deep breath out. Use your inhale now to push yourself back up to all fours, bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees right underneath the hip joint. So not wide, not as wide as the bum, but right underneath the hips. Push into the tops of the feet and also push the earth away from you. Use your next inhale to send the tailbone up towards the ceiling, drop the belly, look up. On the exhale, bring your chin into your chest, then round through the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back. Inhale again. So dropping the belly, chest moves forward, look up. Shoulders roll away from the ears. Exhale, round. 3 more like that. And moving with your own breath. So worry less about my speed and concentrate more on your breath, because our lungs are all slightly different sizes. Our bodies went through different things this week, so they're going to need different things. Last one, exhale to round. All right, use your next inhale to come back to a neutral spine. I'm just going to take off my mala. Tuck the toes under, and on the exhale, push the hips up and back. So coming into downward facing dog. Whoa, pedaling your feet out, getting some movement. Now, a lot of people ask me, like, what's the right distance between my hands and my feet? Well, the easiest way to get a good distance is to roll through into a plank. And if you have to walk your feet back or forward, that means your down dog was either a little too short or a little too wide. So once you have a good plank, then you can move the hips up and back again. And that's where your down dog should be. Yes, it might be true that your heels don't touch the earth anymore, but that's okay. Flexibility comes with time and with practice. 2 more breaths, really working it out. So pedaling the feet. You can rock your head a little left and right. If you're anything like me, you're feeling considerably tighter than usual. Right, inhale high up onto the toes. Exhale, bend your knees and look forward. And then use your inhale to slowly tippy toe, rounding through your back, coming up to the front of the mat, lift halfway. Exhale, fold over the legs. This is called Uttanasana, or forward fold. Bring your hands to your elbows. And notice my belly is like glued to my thighs. So rather than be up here and doing this, bend the knees slightly, drop the belly down, hands on elbows. So you're looking between your knees. Try not to stare at your toes, especially if you're staring at your toes with judgment. If that's the case, close your eyes and just be present in your body, no matter where it is today. 1 more breath. Exhale, let it go. Release your hands to the earth. Deep breath in, slowly roll up through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time, making your way up to Tadasana, or mountain pose. So I'll turn towards the camera just for film's sake. So mountain pose, you want to have your spine nice and long. You also want to push down into the earth to ground. Then imagine the crown of the head is stretching up. You can have your feet together here or hip width apart like me. I don't have a thigh gap, so I prefer having my feet apart. So take a nice deep breath in and reconnect to that intention. And take a deep breath out the mouth. Just letting go of anything that isn't in service of that intention. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. One more deep breath here. Exhale, let something go. Good. Inhale, bring your arms above your head, look up, but pull your shoulders down and away from the ears. On your exhale, slowly fold forward. Hinging from the hips, release the fingertips to the earth, crown of the head goes down. Gonna go really slow on this sun salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. You can have your fingertips on the earth, on your shins or on your thighs. Use your exhale to plant the palms and step back into your plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down the knees and the chest and the chin. So keep your sit bones high. Inhale, slide through onto the belly, lift the shoulders and the head. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips back towards the heels. Inhale here in modified child's pose. Exhale, extend the legs. Adho Mukha Svanasana or downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Now, if you want to double check your distance, you can always roll through into a plank and then roll back. So push into your palms, push into your thumbs, into the index finger. Then visualize like this energy going up your hands, past your elbows, all the way into your shoulders, like it's an active energy. Now, once at your shoulders, imagine you're externally rotating your upper arm. So wrapping your armpits around towards your face, broadening through the upper back, but again, still pushing up and away from the earth. Last breath in. Exhale, push your heels towards the ground, stretch those hamstrings and the calves. Inhale, high up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop to the front, lift halfway, lengthen. So again, you can have your hands on your shins or your thighs or the earth. Exhale, fold, crown of the head releases to the earth. Push into the feet, ground. Inhale, reach the arms above the head, look up. Exhale, hands to heart. I totally forgot to save Pern on the playlist. So it's a good playlist. That just means you can take a longer Shavasana at the end. All right, let's do this. Inhale, arms above the head, look up. Exhale, fold over the legs. And if at any point you feel like you're getting lost, inhale, halfway lift. Just meet us back in downward facing dog or child's pose. All right, step back to your plank. Inhaling in plank. Now, if you want to lower down, knees, chest, chin, again, you can. But if you want to try chaturanga, inhale onto your tippy toes, look forward, and then bend your elbows, squeezing them in towards your sides, lowering down halfway only. Flip the feet. Inhale, extend the arms, shoulders roll back, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. And exhale. Try to make the inhale last the same amount of time as the exhale. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, send the sits bones up and back. So you're sliding them up towards the ceiling. Exhale, firming the backs of the thighs towards the back of the room. One more breath in. And breath out, pull your lower belly in towards your spine. Inhale, high up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees and look forward. Inhale, step towards the front of the mat, lift halfway. And exhale, fold over the legs, crown of the head releasing to the earth. Now root to rise, so push into your feet, lift your arms above your head, look up, stretch, stretch. Exhale your hands to your heart. Starting to warm up the body. All right, deep breath in here, hands at your heart. Exhale, bend your knees, send your hips back, and literally touch the floor with your fingers. So I want you to really sink low. Deep breath in, lift the arms up. Utkatasana, but transfer the weight into the heels. And a good trick to see if you're doing that is lifting your toes. One more breath, reach with your fingertips. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step back to plank. Again, you can lower down whichever way you want. You can do half chaturanga. Inhale for your baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog.
Or if you want to just go a little more hardcore, you can do chaturangas every time. But just be mindful. Make sure you're doing it in a safe way and that you're not getting any pain in the shoulders. Pain is our body's way of telling us, like, no. So if there is ever any pain, find a different variation that works for you. So don't let the ego tell you, like, you have to do chaturanga every single time or else. Just be like, no, today I'll do one chaturanga. And that's cool. You don't have to do any. All right. Left toes turn out to the side. Right foot comes in between the hands. So before you rise up, pull back on your right hip crease. So I want both of your hips to be in line with the front of your mat. Push into your left heel. And on the inhale, sweep the arms up, coming into warrior one. So here, pull your tailbone down towards the floor. So you're lengthening through your tailbone, but you're also pulling your ribs in. Because a lot of us are prone to getting that overarch in the back. But bring those knees back. All right. Take a deep breath in, look forward, find somewhere to fix your gaze, push into the right foot and squeeze your right knee into your chest. And on the exhale, gracefully as you can, step back, warrior one. Inhale, push into the right foot, squeeze the knee into the chest. Step back, warrior one. One more time. Deep breath in, squeeze the knee into the chest. Step back, warrior one. Inhale here. Exhale, open up to warrior two. You might have to open your stance. I know I do. I have a really short warrior one, but that's okay. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Reach your upper body forward. Go, 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 go. And on the exhale, bring the fingertips towards the earth. Left hand towards the ceiling. Trikonasana. So just like we did in our meditation posture, imagine you're pushing your sits bones in one direction and you're pushing the crown of your head in the other direction. So you're getting really long through the spine. Push into your right foot, push into the edge of the left foot. The back of the neck is long. One more breath, reach your left fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, turn your head to look at the floor. Deep breath in to come back up to standing, strong front leg, all right? Exhale, rebend the front knee, warrior two. 5 breaths, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, pull back on your left hand, making sure that your shoulders are above your pelvis. Some of us are prone to being a little more active and wanting to go forward, so pull it back. Push into the outer edge of that left foot. And make sure your right knee is tracking over your big toe. It's not falling in or out. One more deep breath. Exhale, maybe going a little bit deeper. Inhale, straighten the front leg. And on the exhale, rebend the front knee and bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Deep breath in to lengthen the front leg. Walk all your fingers in the same direction. So we're coming into wide-legged forward fold. Flex your thighs, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. So try not to push your butt too far behind. You want to stack your hips, your knees, and your heels all in one straight line. And if you're here and your back is straight and you're feeling it in your hammies, cool, stay here, work it. You can also try to lower down slowly, maybe bringing the elbows to the earth, but trying really hard to keep your back straight and keep lifting your sits bones up and back. One more breath. Exhale. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, hands underneath the shoulders. And use your exhale to walk your hands back to the front of the mat, coming into a low lunge. Exhale, straight back to downward facing dog. All right, right away we're going to the left side. Turn the right toes out, left foot comes between the hands. Pull back on your left hip crease, push into the right heel. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. So really push into the outer edge of your right foot. And if this hurts your knee, turn your toes a little bit more towards the front right edge of your mat. Ooh, I almost fell over. That's cool. All right, hips are square. Deep breath in, push into your left foot, squeeze your right knee up into your chest. Exhale, slowly step it back, warrior one. Inhale, push into the left foot, squeeze the right knee up. Exhale, step it back. Keeping the hips square. Last time, deep breath, pull the knee in. Really working on balance today. Exhale, step it back. Inhale, find length through your spine. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Inhale to straighten the front leg. Reach your left hand forward, go, 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 go. And then when you reach as far as you can, bring the left fingertips towards the earth. Right fingertips towards the ceiling. So send your sits bones back. Send the crown of your head forward. And on your exhale, maybe try to twist your chest a little more towards the right. Now, if you notice, my big toe on my left foot is lifted. Technically, you should have your whole foot on the ground, but I had a really bad injury last year. And this is what it looks like now. So that's an example of listening to your body. So if there's ever pain, adjust. One more breath, really push into the outer edge of the right foot. Exhale, turn your head to look to the floor. Strong front leg. Inhale, come back up to standing. Exhale, rebend the left knee, warrior two. So drop your right hip down. You don't want to hike your right hip. Your hips are level. Shoulders roll down and away from the ears. 3 more breaths. The neck is long. Your jaw is relaxed. Maybe you're smiling. I don't know. I can't see you. 1 more breath. Exhale, bend into the knee a bit more. Try to get the bottom of your thigh parallel to the earth. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, rebend. Plant the hands on the inside of the left foot. Deep breath in to lengthen the left leg. And on the exhale, walk the hands towards the right side. So I'm giving you like straight on booty shot. Inhale, halfway lift. Yoga teacher life. Exhale, fold forward, keeping your back straight. So check in with your toes. Make sure they're not pointing out, but they're pointing forward or in slightly. Inhale to find that length. Lift the sits bones up and back. Exhale, fold. 3 more. Exhale, fold. If you want to give yourself a little challenge, maybe grab the outsides of the feet, but keep maintaining that straight spine. Elbows out to the side. 1 more breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And on the exhale, walk the hands back towards the front of the mat, coming into low lunge. Take a breath here, proud chest. Exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out. So try to come back to that nice, slow and steady breath you had in meditation. You got this. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, roll into your plank. Squeeze your knee into your chest. Come up high on the toes, and then step your right foot between the hands. Lower the back knee down. Now, the reason I said a blanket or a towel, if you have knee issues, this is really handy. And I do have knee issues. So I'm going to use my blanket because I can. There we go. So coming into a low lunge, untucking the toes. Deep breath in, lift the arms above the head. Exhale, sink down. So you're squeezing your thighs in towards the midline, almost like you're balancing on a fence and you're trying to not teeter over. Take a deep breath in, grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand, lift up. On your exhale, lean to the right. So this is really challenging on the balance. Push into the ball of the right foot. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your hips square to the front of the mat. Last breath in. Exhale, go a little further. Pull on that wrist. Inhale, lift up. Look up. Exhale, plant the palms. Push into your left hand here. If you have a block, you can use that. Deep breath in to lift your right fingertips towards the ceiling. So revolve. Squeezing your right knee in towards your chest. Keep pulling back on your right hip, pushing your left hip forward. So you can be on a block or you can be on the earth here. Pulling the shoulders down and away from the ears. 1 more breath. Exhale, turn your head to look at the floor. Plant the palms. Inhale, lengthen the front leg, send the hips back. Pull your toes back. So this is a half split. First thing to check in is your lower back. So imagine where your sit bones are. Right now, mine are pointing kind of towards the earth. But if I tilt them up towards the ceiling, keeping that toe pulling back, you'll start feeling that amazing stretch through the hamstrings. 3 more breaths. Exhale, belly to thigh. So don't think about getting your forehead anywhere near your leg. Think chest moving forward. Exhale, belly to thigh. Last one, keep sliding your sits bones up. Keep pulling your toes towards your face. Exhale, fold over the leg. Oof. Inhale, slowly walk the hands towards the front of the mat. Tuck the toes. And on the exhale, step back. Downward facing dog. Now I'm going to leave my blanket there because I want to use it on both sides. If you don't have a blanket, you can double up your mat by like folding it over. Okay. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Keep your hips square. Exhale, roll into a plank. Squeeze the knee up into the chest and step that foot between the hands. Lower down the right knee. Push into left foot, top of the right foot. Inhale, arms up. So this is called Anjaneyasana in Sanskrit, or just low lunge. So make sure you're nice and stable here. You're not just like collapsing into this posture. You're squeezing the thighs together. You're pulling in the belly, so you're containing that. Grab hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale up. So think height. And exhale, lean towards the left. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, bend. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, push into the ball of that left foot. Inhale, back to center, look up. Exhale, plant the palms. Push into the right hand. Deep breath in, lift the left fingertips towards the ceiling. So keep your hips square. Don't let your left hip move too far back. Don't let your left knee fall out to the side. Shoulders are rolling down and away from the ears. 1 more breath. Actually, no, 2 more. Your neck is long. Now this is the last one. Exhale, plant the palms. Turn your head to the floor. Deep breath in to lengthen through the left leg. Walk the hands back. Lift up. Exhale, fold over that left leg. So check in with your lower back. If you're rounding, you're not going to feel it. So really send those sits bones up and back. Oof. And just as a question to yourself, have you noticed that one side is tighter than the other? For some of us, it's more obvious. For me, it's obviously my left. And some people, it's more subtle, but see if you can notice. Because the more we get to know our bodies, the more we can notice those subtle differences, and the more we can tailor our yoga practice to suit those differences. Last breath in. Exhale, fold. So delicious. Inhale, walk your hands back towards the front of the mat. Plant the fingertips, tuck the back toe, and lift. Step back, downward facing dog. Now, you stay here for 4 more breaths. I'm going to lower down so I can move my blanket out of the way. And if you did use a blanket, you can do the same thing. Just placing it to the side. We'll use it later in Shavasana. All right, here comes our delicious peak sequence. Not sequins, not sparkly, sequence. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, come up onto your toes, roll into a plank, squeeze your knee, look forward, and then quietly step that foot between the hands. Deep breath in, we're gonna come up into high lunge. Yes. So check in with your lower back. Are you overarching? If you are, pull your ribs in and take a slight bend in the back knee. Noticing I'm not extending completely through the back knee, that's cool. Grab hold of your left wrist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend over to the right. So really here, you got to push that left heel back and push into the ball of your right foot. Keep yourself balanced. Pull your right hip crease back. Push your left hip crease forward. 1 more breath. Exhale, bend. Go as far as you can. Inhale, back up. Exhale, plant the palms. Push into both hands. Lengthen the front leg. Now, this might be too intense, so you can come up on a block. You can also hop the left foot forward a bit, coming into pyramid pose. So I'm going to stay back in the wide-legged variation because it feels good for me. So just like we did in our half split, try to send your sits bones up. Square the hips, so pull back on the right hip crease, push the left hip crease forward. Inhale to find that length. Exhale to fold over the extended leg. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Last one. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands a little bit in front of your foot if you can, and then slowly come back into a lunge. Bend your left knee, and we're going to come up to standing. Ooh, squeeze the knee into the chest. And then place your left foot on either your, I'm going to turn this way, either your calf, or if you feel open, you can bring it up to your thigh. But if you have knee issues, I would recommend not doing it. So my knee cracked twice, so I'm just going to put it on my calf, and that's okay. Hands to heart, tree pose. So like we did in our meditation, I want you to visualize roots growing out of that right foot, sinking down into the earth, anchoring you, and that you can draw this upward current of energy up from those roots. Hands together in front of the heart, opening the knee out to the side. Deep breath in to lift the arms above the head. And exhale, open up your tree branches. You can keep your hands at your heart here if that's what you feel is best for you today. You can stay here with your branches open, or you can come into the final variation of like fallen tree. Drop your left hand to your left thigh, reach up with your right hand. Ooh, I'm going to fall over today. And then slowly start leaning towards the left. So let your hips go out to the right. This is actually easier if you have your foot on your thigh. One more breath. And it's okay if you tap your toe down. Notice I'm like, my balance is all over the place today. It's cool. Inhale, bring both hands back up, squeeze the knee into the chest. Oh, I know your right foot's on fire. Exhale, release with control, and then shake it out. You can have your own little dance party in your house so no one can see you. But I do recommend rolling your toes over on your standing leg, because that feels really good. Coming back to the front of the mat, deep breath in, arms above the head, look up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step back to your plank. Inhale and plank. Now shift forward onto your toes so that your shoulders past your wrists. Look forward. Exhale, bend your elbows. So keep your core really strong, strong in the legs. Flip the feet. Inhale, lengthen the arms, shoulders roll back, chest moves forward, look up. Exhale, tuck the toes. Send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Now we got to do that all again on the other side. Woo, child. All right, inhale to lift the left foot. Keep the hips square. Exhale, move into your plank. Squeeze your knee into your chest. Round your back. And then step that foot in between the legs. Pull back on your left hip crease. Right hip crease comes forward. Push into the left foot. Inhale, rise up. Ashta Chandrasana, or high lunge. Grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale to find that length. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale. Exhale, lean. Last one, push your right heel back. Exhale, lean. Ooh, inhale back to center, arms apart. Exhale, plant the palms. Inhale, lengthen the left leg. And if you want, you can hop your right foot forward, whatever variation you did on the other side. You do here. So you can have your hands up on blocks if you want as well. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold over that leg, trying to bring your belly to your thigh. Heart stays lifted. Right hip is pushing forward, left hip is pulling back. And really push your right heel into towards the earth. So if you have a wide-legged stance, still push your right heel back. If you're closed, still push your right heel back. One more deep breath. Exhale, fold. All right, coming into our peak pose of tree, push into the left foot, come on up, inhale, squeeze the right knee into the chest. Exhale, choose your variation. So you can do either toes on the earth, heel on the ankle, foot on the calf, or you can pull it all the way up to the thigh. Just make sure you're not pushing onto your knee. That's where stuff gets dangerous. So really grounding into that left foot.
Feeling that upward current of energy, feeling those roots. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale to send your arms up. Find that length through your spine, but keep your shoulders down. And exhale, open up your branches. If you want to stay here by all means. If you want to go deeper, drop your right hand to your right thigh. Deep breath in to reach up with the left hand. And on the exhale, leaning to the right. So you got to shift your hips to the left a bit. Keep breathing. Ooh, find your drishti. That is a gaze point that isn't moving so that you can really focus your attention on it. Helps you keep your balance. One more breath. Exhale. Ooh. Inhale, back to center. Squeeze your knee into your chest. Exhale, release, and then shake it out. Da-na-da-na-na. Roll your toes over. Get a nice stretch. Oh, this feels amazing. Inhale, come back to the front of the mat. Lift your arms above your head. This is our last flow or vinyasa. Exhale, fold forward over the legs, bending the knees as generously as you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, last chaturanga. So squeeze the elbows in, lower down halfway. Flip the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll those shoulders back. Nothing touches the earth but your feet and your hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. And on your inhale, take a little hop towards the front of the mat. Just try it. Just a little hop. And then come through to seated. Extend your legs out in front of you. If you notice that your back is rounding, you can sit up on your towel or your blanket or a block. Move your sits bones out of the way so you can really be connected to the earth. Toes pull back. Inhale, lift the arms up, look up. Exhale, fold over the legs, keeping your back straight. The minute you notice your back is rounding, bring your hands down. You could be here, it's cool. Just work with where you're at. Take the pressure off. It doesn't matter where you think you should be. Just work with where you're at. And if today you're here, today you're here. If you're here, you're here. It's cool. Just breathe. So every inhale, pushing your sits bones down to the earth, extending the spine, lifting the crown of the head up. And then using the exhale to bring the tummy towards the thighs. Inhale. Exhale, fold. I'm going to walk my sits bones back again. If you have a strap and you want to be using it, that's okay too. You can put the strap around the balls of the feet. But try not to rely on your arms for that. It's not 100% arms. They're just there to guide you. 4 more breaths. So we're getting to the part of the practice. We're slowing things down. And it's a great opportunity now to turn inward, to notice, any of those subtle feelings or emotions. Maybe identifying some self-talk that might be happening right now that you want to let go of. I find in forward folds, I can get very judgy of my feet and my toes. So I try to close my eyes so I don't do that, so I can really be with my body instead of self-judgment. Pulling your shoulders back and away. 1 more breath. Exhale, forward. Inhale, slowly roll up the spine, lift the arms above the head, take a really nice stretch. And exhale, hands down. Scoot your bum to the center of your mat, bend your knee, soles of the feet on the floor. Now slowly pull your heels in towards your bum until your toes lift off the ground. So you can stay here with your hands on your knees, focusing on keeping your back straight. You can have your hands behind your thighs to help, pull your shoulders back, keep that chest lifted. You can lift your shins parallel with the earth. Now, you can go with the Barbie, that's the Barbie toe, or the toe point, whatever feels good. I'm going to go for Barbie today because toe point makes me want to have a foot cramp. Lift your palms towards the ceiling. Squeeze your thighs in towards the midline. Keep your chest lifted. And try to smile. Like just the fact that our bodies can do this, even if we're shaking, is pretty amazing. And that we can do it. Look at this technology. We're here sharing this together. How many kilometers are between each of us? Like, this is pretty awesome. If you want to join me by extending the legs, you can. Oh, that shake. 2 more breaths. Trying to keep your back straight. I'm fighting right now with my lower back. 1 more breath. And all together, we're going to lower down. So if your knees are bent, extend your legs for 5. Resist 4. Keep smiling. I wonder if you can hear my shake through the microphone. 2. Yes, I'm still counting. 1. Point your toes to reach. And exhale, let it go. Yes. Bend your feet. Bring the soles together. Open the knees. And send your arms above your head. Hands on the elbows. And now push your lower back down into the earth. You can rock gently from left to right if that feels good. You can butterfly if that feels good. Just coming back to that relationship with the earth. Noticing how heavy the body feels, how it feels like it's sinking down into the mat. 1 more deep breath. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands by your side, and you can gently guide your knees back to center. I'm going to give myself that yawn. All right. Walk your heels in towards your sits bones. So the sits bones are those 2 pointy parts in your fleshy bits on your bum. You want to be able to just touch your heels with your middle finger. Turn your toes in slightly. And on an inhale, coming into Setu Bandhasana or bridge pose, lift your lower back first, then your middle back, then your upper back. And then at a certain point, you're going to notice you can't lift anymore, or you think so. Walk your left shoulder, then your right shoulder under, interlace your hands. Maybe here you're still like, oh, I can't lift anymore. Think about your feet. Now push into your heels, and all of a sudden, you have access to so much more movement. 3 more breaths. Push into the balls of the feet. 2 more. Deep breath in. Let the belly get big. Exhale. Push into the feet. 1 more breath. Push even more. Lift, 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 lift your chest towards your chin. On your exhale, release the hands. Untuck the shoulders and lower down upper, middle, lower back. Oh, yeah. Walk the feet as wide as the mat, but keep your knees bent. And then slowly windshield wiper. That feels so nice. The knees to the left, to the right. Just feeling that nice stretch through the quads, maybe even up in the hip flexor, depending on where you feel the tightest. And then when you're ready, you can come back to center. Now, next week, we're going to be focusing on heart openers. So if you've had it for back bends, you're like, okay, I want to do this restorative. You can grab for your block and place it underneath your sacrum and just take a restorative supported version. If not, you can join me for our second back bend. So hands by your side. Walk the heels in towards the sit bones. Feet hip width apart. Deep breath in, push into the heels, lift the lower back, middle back, upper back. Walk the right shoulder under, then the left shoulder, interlacing the fingers if it's possible. Then once here, take a deep breath, push into the feet. Find that lift through the heart. Knees squeezing towards the midline. So your hips, your knees, and your ankles are all stacked. They're all aligned. 1 more breath, lift your chest. Exhale, lower down, untuck the shoulders. This time, bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open and lift the arms above the head, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined cobbler's pose. Pardon me. So let the knees come back together. And grab whatever you have. If you have a blanket, if you have a towel, if you have a block, we just need something to lift our hips a little higher than our shoulders. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. Push into the feet, lift the lower back just enough that you can slide whichever prop you have underneath your sacrum. That's the flat part of your pelvis in the back. And then gently lift your knees up. And you might have to wiggle, you might have to walk yourself onto your prop differently. I want you to be comfortable. And then when you're ready, you can extend your legs up towards the ceiling. Keeping a soft bend, ankles are relaxed. You can bring your hands by your side if that feels best today. You can also extend your hands towards the ceiling with zombie wrists. I just want you to find a place of stillness and comfort. Then from here, start to do a few small Gentle circles with the ankles. If you like to crack your toes, this is a great time to do that. And now change the direction. Just working out any kinks in the ankles. And then point the toes. And then push the heels towards the ceiling. And then point the toes. And then push the heels towards the ceiling one more time, pointing the toes. And then release. And I'll start a couple circles with the wrists, going in one direction. And then changing your direction, just releasing any tension, letting any fatigue or heaviness just drain from the arms and the legs. Just noticing any sensations that might be manifesting in the toes and in the feet. And just visualizing those things, just draining from the legs, so over the ankles, down the calves and the shins, following it over the knees, as it drains down the thighs and the hamstrings, through the hip and the pelvis out into the earth beneath you. And notice any sensation in the fingertips. And allow that to drain down through the hands and over the wrists, down the forearms, and through the elbows. Noticing if those sensations move down the upper arms and through the shoulders and into the rib cage, and then slowly out into the earth beneath you. Your whole body, just this unified area of relaxed comfort and ease. If you want to open the legs into a split, you can do that. Or you can bring your feet together, knees open, just whatever feels best. We're here for 3 more breaths, so I want you to enjoy them. And if it was most enjoyable for you to keep your legs straight up, do that. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. 2 more deep breaths, steady and nourishing. Just knowing that in this moment, everything is okay. Last deep breath. Everything is just right. Slowly, you can release your hands towards your chest and your tummy, and then bend into the knees, releasing 1 foot at a time to the earth. Deep breath in to push into your feet, to lift that prop and place it at shoulder height, because we don't want it to get in the way for our last posture. Pull the knees into the chest and rock gently left to right. That feels so nice. I'm lifting my head because I want to round my back. If you want to do that, you can too. And then slowly let your knees fall to the left side. So I'm going to shift my weight over to the right a little bit so I have more room. Knees to the left, spreading the right arm out in either cactus or an airplane. And try to keep your knees close to your chest. So they're not down here. They're up as high as you can keep them. And if you notice that there's a really big space between the earth and your right shoulder, take that prop that should be shoulder height from you and stick it underneath your shoulder so that you have something to release into. Inhale to fill up the chest. Exhale, twist, letting your right shoulder just fall a little bit more towards the earth, letting your spine relax. 2 more breaths. Deep breath in, fill the belly. Exhale, let your chest just spiral towards the ceiling, letting your heart just be open. Last deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good. Use your inhale now to bring your knees back to center, rocking a little bit left to right to release your right side. And if you moved your hips over to the right a bit on that twist, you can move your hips a little to the left this time. And then let your knees fall to the right, extending
the left arm out. You're in cactus or an airplane. Today I'm going in airplane because I have the room. But cactus is a little more difficult, so just find what feels best. And turn your head towards the left too. Get a nice stretch in your neck. Inhale to fill up the whole left side of the body. Let it stretch. Feel the skin stretch. Exhale, let it go. Relax the belly. 3 more breaths. So with twist, you can't really force it. You kind of just have to let go. You have to be supple. You have to be vulnerable. You can't power or muscle your way into this. You have to release. One more deep breath. Exhale, let it go. Inhale back to center. So squeeze those knees up and in. Give yourself a rock. And if there's a final posture you want to come into, feel free to do so. But if you're ready, take a nice deep breath and hold your breath. Lift your forehead to your knees and flex everything for 3. Point your toes. 2. 1. And exhale, let it go. And let the soles of your feet plop onto the ground. Extend your legs out and bring them as wide as the mat so that your toes can roll out. Oh, it's so deserving. Walk your shoulders underneath your chest just a bit so that you can find some openness. Palms towards the ceiling. Now, if you used a blanket during the practice, this is a perfect time. Just grab it and cover yourself. If you want to put socks on, you can do that. If you want to put on a sweater, you can do that. We have time so that you can set up for your most delicious Shavasana. And that's the name of this final posture, which translates into corpse pose. So it kind of gives you an idea of what your body should be doing in this pose. So once you're settled in and comfortable, I want you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and pull the air all the way to the bottom of the belly. And open up the mouth, let it go. Again, deep breath. Fill the chest this time. Let it expand. Exhale, let it go. Just sighing it out. Last time, deep breath. Fill the belly. Fill the chest. And hold it there for 3, 2, 1. And open up the mouth and let it go. Let your whole body relax. Give yourself permission to do absolutely nothing. Because there really is nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. The only responsibility you have is to yourself in allowing you to relax and allowing you to do nothing. So relish in that, enjoy that this is it. There's nothing else that's expected of you. That in this moment, you are absolutely perfect. There is nothing you need to add, nothing you need to take away, that this is just right. So let those muscles relax. Let the grip on that thought go. Just allow yourself to be in a place of ease and of comfort and of happiness, but most of all of joy. Just your whole being full of joy. From the tips of the fingers, the tips of the toes. Just allow yourself to rest in that joy, in that comfort, in that peace, in that ease. Noticing thoughts as they come, allowing them to pass, almost like wisps of cloud
and a blue summer sky that you see coming, but then you allow them to just drift away with the breeze. Knowing that every thought, every emotion can be welcome, can be felt, as long as we can let them go after, so that we can return to this peace, to this comfort that is our birthright. This is what your natural state is. So stay with it for a few more breaths. Slowly, you can start to bring a little bit of awareness back into the body. So start with just wiggling the fingers and then the toes. And then let that movement come up to the wrists and to the ankles by making little circles above. And then on your next deep breath in, stretch your arms above your head and flex every muscle in your body. Point your toes. And open up the mouth and let it go. Releasing down. Now, if you want to stay with your Shavasana, you can stay for another 5 minutes, another 10 minutes, if that's what you need. But if you're ready, you can gently pull your knees up into your chest and make your way into fetal position on your right-hand side. But staying there for a moment and just noticing. Notice how you feel. Notice the quality of your thoughts. Notice the quality of your emotions. Maybe noticing any changes that have landed in the body. And then when you feel ready, you can gently lift yourself back up to seated, taking your time, keeping your eyes closed. And bring your hands together in front of your heart, pressing your thumbs into your heart space. And we'll close the practice with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. And Shanti means peace. So let's send that out to everyone in the town that we live in the province, in our country, everyone in the world, sending out peace. Deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste.